Are we back?
We're back. We continue to talk about cutting, chopping,
slicing, dicing,
and not making julienne fries.
What is this thing?
Something you don't want to play with. This is not for amateurs.
It's not big enough to put sausage in.
Well, I'll tell you, if you could get it in there, you could lose it very quickly.
You could cut salami really well. Okay, what does this do?
This
I know what it does, but obviously, will you tell the viewers?
Well, first of all, we should say we carry a full line of tools from Bullet. I'm having a very difficult time here.
Bullet Tools.
Bullet
Flooring Tools. Great company.
Bullet Flooring.
Yes.
And should we get a booty shot of this thing again?
Yes.
Okay.
Very nice. Look at that.
Well, we carry, and this is one of the tools they carry. And when we were putting the floor down in the studio, we brought this in to shoot a video.
Installation video.
How to install.
Right.
What has become actually very common throughout the U.S., whether this is a laminate, a vinyl laminate type flooring,
right,
commonly referred to as pergo, which is probably the generic term for it, or also this is the same thing. But I thought we had a
no. That's the wood flooring that we sell.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I thought it was fake.
Yeah, no, that's a real.
But this is
flooring.
actual.
That's what we did this floor in, and this was from Black River.
Yep. Black River flooring.
And we carry a full line of hardwood flooring as well, although it's not up on our website just yet.
But if you should need wood flooring, once again, we do have a complete line of it in many different species. This happens to be one of them. But we brought this tool in for it. It's called a Magnum shear, and we wanted to see how it worked. And were we blown away? I mean, just...
Do you want me to lower the table so you can show that?
Sure. Well, we found out that this thing could do... One of the things that constantly has to be done in floor installation is... That's probably good right about there. Is you have to cut the flooring into lengths.
Right.
And this easily, you just slide the piece through. You take this right here. You pull it over. And I haven't got a...
You haven't got enough leverage.
No, I haven't. You have to go down a little bit lower.
Actually, it shows in the video, I did it on my knee. That's how the instructions show. But you were doing it standing up. Look at that, right through there.
And the great thing about it is, if you look at that, you're not going to get a cut that clean with your saw. Just no way on earth. It delivers a super, super splinter-free cut, as you can see right there.
No noise and no sawdust. So you can use this right in the house, right while you're in the room that you're doing the flooring in.
Right exactly in your workspace, which means you're going to save a lot of labor time because you're not going to be chasing in and out. You can cut it right there. Now, what do you do, though, when you've got a room that's got an angled wall?
You'd have to cut angles to fit.
You would, and how would you do it?
Do you suppose that maybe you can do that with this?
Well, that's it. I don't know.
All right. This actually does go to angles, 45-degree angle right there. You're kind of limited on angles, but you could always, if you wanted to, if you were creative, you could make a taper in there to make any angle to fit a custom area.
So once again, you got your board through there. Oh boy, getting the leverage is not easy when you're up high. And I don't want to just blow it right through and break it.
Well, no, because look at how wide that piece is that you're cutting.
There we go. But once again...
Well, look at that. That's a perfect 45. Nice and clean. Again, no noise, no dust. Perfectly cut.
And once again, having this down on the floor where I could get my full body weight on it would make a big difference.
And actually, flooring guys are down on the floor anyway. So I think when you use it, you just kneel on it and pull it back and push it down, really.
And once again, one thing that really needs to be pointed out, because we are cutting this, and I want to show you this, is the laminate flooring versus this. If you look at how much more material we're cutting, I would say, what, a full 25 to 30% more in thickness?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it cuts through this like butter. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, these cut up to, the largest one cuts up to 3/4 of an inch thick material, you know.
So it's an absolutely phenomenal tool, you know, for what it'll deliver. So it'll give you all your angles. It'll give you dust-free cutting in the house,
and it has wheels on
cutting.
it. It has wheels on it, so you can pull it around without scratching the floor, which is really a nice feature. You know, it's all these goofy little things that just make it a great tool, you know.
And so, easy to move around, easy to use.
Comes with a honing stone to sharpen the blade, so you can keep it up to full sharpness all the time.
And I noticed that stone has two different
grits.
sides.
Comes with 2 grits on it, I believe.
Uh-huh.
And I really don't know much about how to sharpen it, but I'm sure it comes with the instructions.
Well,
Because as with all our tools, we don't know about all of them. We've tried them, they work, and that's about it. But, to be really good at it and know what it is.
You can't be experts at everything, can you?
Nope. It's great to have the manufacturers here, but they can't always be with us to join us. Here's another little tool that we got from Bullet, which was really cool. Ernie showed me how to use this thing when he was down here. And this is primarily for when you're doing repairs in tongue and groove flooring. And what it does is these teeth here, if you can get a close-up on that, these are 45'd on the bottom and on the top. And the reason for that is it'll fit right into the groove, and you can clean the top of the groove, and then you can push it down and clean the bottom of the groove. So you can get any glue out of there or anything that was in there, mastic from when you glued the floor down if you didn't staple it down or what have you. And then the other side of this has like it's like a file, and I don't know if it's carbide or not, but this looks a lot like the carbide files we used to sell. And that fits right on top, and you can just pull that back to clean the top and the bottom underneath, like that. And that'll let you do a repair, to clean it up to do a repair. Mm-hmm. And I think that's all that we got from Bullet Tools. I'm really not sure. Mike was going to send me the list of the things that we got when we did our video, but we didn't get back together in time.
And I know we have, still we want to show the stapler.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So let me go ahead and
We'll
get
do that
this
real
out
quick.
of the way for you.
This is a stapler we sell from Porta-Nails, and this we used, we don't even have this together, Ken. It's going to be kind of tough to really show this. Let's see here. That fits in there, like that, I believe. This is one of those out-of-the-box segments. We shouldn't be doing this.
There you go, right there like that. You got
Just
it.
like that?
Snap
Okay.
it right over.
All right,
Boom,
snap
ready to
that.
go.
Can you give me some air? Put some air to that. And let me get something to nail that to. I need
I've got
a
some
piece
2x4s right over here for you.
All right, we can do that. Let's grab one of those. That'll work. Not really what you would normally be nailing it to, but that's
you never
okay.
know.
That's right. So what you're going to do is, let's see if we can do this right, because we're not flooring guys. But you're going to put that down like that. This has a little foot on it to give you the right angle to engage that right into the flooring. And you just run along it and staple it. Look at how easy that is. Nothing to it. Except there's no staples in it. Okay, well, if we had staples
Boy,
in
that was sure smooth. You've done this before, I can tell.
Here, open that up.
Like you said,
Come on,
we're
get
not
that
flooring
open.
professionals, are we?
Is that how you do, like, maybe a floating floor?
I don't know. I'm thoroughly embarrassed by this organization.
You can tell we don't try out a lot of these tools before we get them.
Well, I watched Ernie do it.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we didn't watch
Well,
really
Ernie,
well.
if you could give us a call and tell us how to use this thing.
Here, let's take a look at this.
I'm embarrassed.
Oh, here, no. This goes like that. You just push that out of the way.
That's what I thought. Go ahead.
Okay, well, then why didn't you do that?
Because...
Does that drop in there?
No, all the way there.
There, okay.
See, just like that.
All right,
just
but
like
now
that.
how do you get this to go?
Don't worry about it. Just nail.
No, you can't. You can't. You got to have this against there.
Okay. So anyway,
We're almost done, aren't we?
I nailed it without any trouble at all.
Yeah, you put that nail right through the top. There, look
There
at
we
that.
go. But
Did
you
that
can
nail?
see that's perfect right there. It just laid
Is
it
it?
right.
Yes, it did. Look at that. We did
Okay,
it.
there
We did
is.
it,
See?
folks.
What's really important when using this is there's a little indexing clip right there. You want to make sure that is right
You know
in the
what?
groove.
This
And you
nail
drive
gun,
it.
by the way, folks, does come with a complete set of instructions.
Which we obviously did not
and a
read.
DVD on how to use it. And I'm sure that there's some place in here that tells you how to load the staples into it.
But I will point this out. It only took one try, and we figured out our error. But as you can see, it perfectly laid the staple above the tongue, so you're getting maximum holding power out of it.
Exactly, right.
You're not in any way disfiguring the tongue.
Right.
Because a lot of tools will do that. They'll disfigure the tongue.
Right.
And it makes it extremely hard to get the next piece in.
I wouldn't want to work with a disfigured tongue.
No, I don't blame you. And as you can see, that would then allow the next piece, if this were it, to just go right up tight.
That's
like
great.
that. And once again, that is because the tongue in no way was disfigured, but yet we have a board that's completely nailed down, and it only took us 2 tries.
Very
and
good.
if we can figure it out, you can too.
That's right. So we've got a couple of minutes left. What did you want to talk about?
Well, we can answer some of the questions from last week's show
All right.
that we had came in. We had a couple questions on the bearing lube. One of the questions that we had that came in is, can you use lubricants like WD-40? One of the things,
Right.
obviously, like the strike hold, or do you use just a bearing lube like the Boss Stitch that we sell?
Well, obviously the WD-40 is going to actually take all the oil out of the bearing
Because it's a solvent.
because it's a solvent. So absolutely no, you don't want to use WD-40 as a lubricant.
I know.
Not for bearings anyway.
I did talk with Bob Erker at Velopec,
Right.
and he told me that's something to be very careful about. I didn't know that bearings came pre-greased, pre-lubed.
They do.
But they all are. They're pre-greased and pre-lubed. So if you do put a solvent in on the bearings, you're really setting it up for failure right away.
Right.
And bearings are a very a delicate device.
And a bearing lube isn't just oil either. It's a high
heat, high speed.
high heat, high speed. Yes, exactly.
Which is really, really critical. Another question that came up was also concerning router bits, because we had talked about the speed of bits.
Right.
And that on a half-inch bit, the outer portion of this bit, when it's spinning, spins at, do you remember what that was? About 34 miles an hour.
Yeah, 34 miles an hour on a half-inch diameter bit.
If you went to a bit that had a cutting diameter of approximately, I believe it was either 2.5 or 3 inches.
3 inch. It was like 300 miles an hour,
that
right?
That speed went up to actually 200 miles an hour.
200 miles an hour.
Which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Of course, the bearing's not that diameter either, but
No, but it's just because you're getting more width.
but the shank is still spinning at about 25,000 RPM. On a larger diameter bit, you're supposed to turn it down to 12. But even at 12,000 RPM, it's spinning really fast, and that'll heat up very quickly.
But the question that had come up was, how do you know where to set the speed of your router? What's really important to bear in mind is you really have to pay attention to what the manufacturers may spec for a bit, because the problem is the carbide is a hard, and because of that, a somewhat brittle material.
Right.
Even though, once again, Velopec uses I believe a C2.
Because it's softer and more flexible, actually.
It is.
It's hard to believe that carbide's flexible at all, but it is flexible. Microscopically, obviously.
And the purpose for paying attention, though, to your speed is because of how hard carbide is. If you're, once again, operating a large diameter bit, whatever it's cutting, it is impacting that material at a very high speed.
Right.
And it can cause the carbide to shatter. And, of course, shattered carbide is much like shrapnel.
That's right.
So you have to be really, really
Besides
careful
the fact
about
that your top is destroyed at the same time.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I guess it's time to go, guys. Oh, we have 2 minutes.
Or we can go now.
No, I guess, I don't know. We don't really have
Well, you
anything.
kind of just killed that little puppy, didn't you?
Do we have anything else?
I try so hard.
It's been a long day.
I try so
It's
hard.
been a long day. Yes.
Well, I believe we're going to wrap it up.
We're going to wrap it up, and we're going to say goodnight, folks.
And,
And
hey, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And once again, all you guys that watch us in archive, you'll understand.
that's right. Oh, yeah, we got to give our discount coupon.
Oh, we're going to do that
Coupon
this
number.
week?
No, let's not do it this week.
No,
if you want
we're
a
still
discount,
gonna do it.
if you want a discount, just call the office and we'll give you a discount.
But scratch that. The discount code for the product
Oh,
shown
we got a
this
couple
week.
of things to talk about really quickly, though. Our new line of abrasives is Cling Sport.
Forget the discount
That will
code.
be up. That will be up this week. We no longer are collecting sales tax on Festool anymore.
Starting last week.
Starting last week, they've changed their whole structure. So you can buy your Festool from us and not have to pay sales tax outside the state of Florida. So that's good news. Our website is really cool. We're changing the whole front of it to where you click on the front of it and video clips come up. And
Can I say the code now?
yes, absolutely. Okay. Go right ahead.
011607.
07. Okay.
011607.
Okay.
We'll get you 10% off everything you saw here on tonight's show. And, man, we survived another one.
We did, absolutely. Thanks for joining us, folks. We had a great time. And sorry it was kind of...
bait and switch?
Kind of bait and switch, but sorry it was light tonight. Light on the humor.
We had to do that.
We had to do that, yeah. Make up for last week.
All right, we'll see you next week.
All right.
You
Thanks,
have
folks.
a great week. All right.
We'll see you.
Bye.
All right.